Hello and welcome to another Arkeys video and to a newly added time trial challenge on Gran Turismo 7. We are at Interlagos and we are in the 2020 Mercedes AMG GT Black series and we are on the sports soft tires. And if you think my voice sounds a bit rough, you are absolutely correct. I really should be under the covers right now, but I had to try to do this one. And this is my first impressions. I did an hour. I definitely need to go back to this one because the times are coming down really fast, but I'm going to show you my first attempts anyway. So let's get straight into this one. So here we are, it's close to 9 o'clock. I'm just waiting for the new time trial to open, and as soon as it did, I jumped in and let's see what we are getting. First, I am picking up the prize for the St. Croix time trial. That was a bit of a tough one, and we are jumping in to this one. And the first thing I'm going to learn the hard way, you can see I completely missed the first corner, that coming up the hill you don't have the same downforce as you have in a Group 3 and Group 4 car. So instantly I'm just running off the track into the wall. So we have to try again. Also have to brake really early for turn 1, and yeah, in general you really have to brake early in this car. You can see I'm running wide again, and again in general I was struggling to get a lap in, but eventually we do get a lap in. So I'm braking, I think, just before the 150 board for turn 1, and we're making our way through the S's. I think I'm going up to 5th gear, but unfortunately I failed to keep the car on the inside, so I have to lift quite a bit. That's going to cost me some time. And we are coming into this corner. There is an apex over there at the left hand side, and here it's just trying to let the car roll around that corner. And now we are coming into the twisty bits, and yeah, using 2nd gear for rotation up to 3rd gear. The gears are quite close in this car. I believe it's at least a 7-speed gearbox, so yeah, the low gears run out rather fast in this one. And don't go on the grass and go all Colin McRae like I did there. Yeah, up to 5th gear, I'm not sure if that's the way to do it, but let's get around this final corner. Really random gear choices at the moment. I need to watch a guide or at least a top time replay before I jump back into this one. But since this is very early, there weren't really any references to look at, so I'm just trying my best, and we are across the line in a 139.091. So that is rather slow. Let's get a ghost on. So I'm just loading the best ghost available at the time. And yeah, trying to get the car into the center S's up to 4th gear there, a bit deep in towards that apex, but we still managed to sort of get out of there. That can be done a lot better. And hitting walls like this certainly won't help. Luckily the car was too wide to get both tires off the track, so we still managed to get a tiny improvement in. We carry on. I almost outbrake myself into the center S's up to 4th gear here, up to 5th gear I think, but I am still running wide. If you can keep the car maybe 2 tires on that curb, it can drag you around a bit. We are slightly missing an apex there. Don't run wide this time, and we're coming up towards this double right-hander looking for the 100 board, and I think we're going down to 4th gear this time, and let's get around. I am just getting too greedy here. I'm running in too deep. Let's see if we can recover something. At least I am not going to hit the wall up here at the next hairpin, so that is a lot of free time for me. So as we get across the line, it's still a big chunk of the time. Hitting walls or avoiding hitting walls certainly help. A 37.694, and unfortunately I run wide, so we are jumping out to have a look. This is very early doors. We've done 12 minutes. My time at this moment is certainly not gold anymore, but we carry on. I'm braking just short of the 150 board. I have a reference, there's a change in the concrete wall, I can show you that later. And up to 4th gear on the second apex and up to 5th gear. And I managed to keep it on the inside so I can accelerate fully out of there. And unfortunately I outbrake myself slightly coming into this corner. It can actually catch you out when you do the center S's right, then you have to readjust your braking point for the next corner there. And yeah, just trying to coast around here, see if we can find both apexes. And here I basically just brake as soon as I get the car straightened up. And I think I'm using a bit of 2nd gear, but up to 3rd gear. Maybe you can even use 4th gear up the hill here. I'm not sure. You can see 3rd gear is running out. I'm using the tarmac on the left hand side as a reference for when to brake for this one. And yeah, out of here in 3rd gear. Up to 4th gear whilst lifting off to make sure the car doesn't run wide so I can get on the power down the hill. I think I'm roughly using the end of the curb on the right hand side for this corner, braking marker for this corner, and then up the hill. Staying wide, I'm using the Marshall box as a turning point to make sure I find the inside there. I'm definitely not doing a perfect job yet, but it's a 136.831, and we carry on a bit and we are down to a 136.726, and we keep going. And this is a bit of a dodgy run through the center S's, but despite that I did better than on the previous run, so we carry on. And let's see what's going to happen at the end of this one. I think we are going to knock off another 2 to 3 tenths. Yeah, we are down to a 136.462. And yeah, I'm parking the car this time just to have a look. We've done 26 minutes now. I think that time is just good enough for gold at the current time. We get a tiny bit more, but my improvements get smaller and smaller, and I am getting a bit stuck here. I think, yeah, you can see it's only a tiny bit at a time, and now I'm just trying too hard, and you can see the frustration is starting to kick in as well. And we've got 20 minutes left. The top times are coming down really fast, as opposed to my time, which is only slowly creeping downwards. I think, yeah, we are only scraping off a few hundreds. And unfortunately, coming through the center S's this time, I am taking too big a chunk of the second apex there, so we are jumping out to have a look, and you can see I've only got 4 minutes left. My hour is almost up, so the upcoming run is my final run. And let me show you my reference point for the first braking zone. Just before the 150 board, there is a tiny change in the concrete barrier there. That's actually what I look for, because then my slow reaction time makes me brake in time. Using a bit of 2nd gear for rotation, up to 3rd, up to 4th for the second apex, up to 5th gear, try to stay on the curb on the inside to get a good run out of here. I also use just short of the 150 board as a reference for braking here. I still overcook it slightly. You can see I'm running in deep. That definitely cost me a lot of time. You can see the ghost is running away. I definitely have to go back and do this one, but we are making our way up here, down to 3rd gear, I think, and then back up to 4th gear for the exit out of there. And yeah, just straighten up the car, taking a big chunk of the left-hand curb to get some angle in to the first hairpin. Just be steady. You can see I got a bit of oversteer on there, also going to cost me some time. And let's get the car around. This is not the best, but we managed to keep it going down the hill using 4th gear. Make sure not to run wide, braking at roughly at the end of the curb. And yeah, I'm trying to exit in 4th gear. Got a bit of a slide on. That's also going to cost me some time, using the Marshall box to figure out when to turn towards the inside curb. And we are moving over to the left hand side, because this was looking like an okay time. I got a 136.114, and I am trying to carry on, but unfortunately at the end of this lap I was running wide, got invalidated the lap, and you can see I'm getting frustrated, so I'm firmly parking the car in the wall here. So this is where I ended up after 1 hour, and let's just jump forward in time. This is 1 hour and 45 minutes later, and the top time is a 1:33.846, and I definitely need to go back and do some more of this. This was my first hour attempt though. Now I am going to watch some proper guides on how to do this, and I suggest you do that too. However, I hope you found this video entertaining and maybe even somewhat useful. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.